We are live. Hey, Christine.
Oh,
What a morning.
Cheers. Happy. Is it? Oh, it's afternoon right now. Yay. But
I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink like 1,000 bottles of water in this live stream because I decided I didn't want to watch the game today because I was in such a state after everything that's happened. And then now I'm disappointed I didn't watch it. I was running the entire time.
I know.
I ran and listened to the game the whole time.
I'm literally texting you like, turn around.
That was both. So the Rangers just beat Philadelphia. That was both totally unexpected and then completely predictable for this team.
It was, and it kind of goes in line with what we were talking about with the other podcast we were on too. It's like, look, are we going to see something click? And I think we did the. I feel like we've been here before, but. Last time it was the Trouba rumors, right? And so where they all got down themselves. I was just listening to part of the post-game thing with Miko where he's like, they're still trying to kind of process things, and the win helps. It helps, obviously as they're boarding a flight to LA right now. So that's good. It was a quick morning. I think I was sitting there having my coffee, and the next thing it's like, didn't the game starting? I'm like, wait, where did this hour go? Yeah. So, and then by that time the Flyers had already scored, and I was like, oh no. And then
I was thinking that our predictions for the Rangers road trip wins were like flying out the window as soon as that happened.
I know. That's what I posted with those guys. I'm like, so if anyone's listening to us now or later, we did another podcast with the Ducks podcast and called Late Arrivals. Great. And of course they asked us this question of like, what's your prediction in points? There's 4 games. And so why did I say 12 points? What were we talking about? How do we get 12?
We're talking about the total number of points that the Rangers might get in this upcoming 4-game road trip. Because this was the first game of the 4-game.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I think it's between now and the when they go to break, because there's 4 games. 4 times 2 is 8. So where were we going with the 12? I think it was between now and the break. So we do have a little room. So 2 points in. I think I said 12. I was good. But after literally, I think an hour after we did this podcast, that letter came out. And so, or the next morning, so it was crazy. And I think I posted, I'm like, can we change our numbers? It's like, so, but that's definitely our luck, for stuff. So, but again,
okay. So I just want to talk about that letter. You're already familiar with the letter that Drury sent, basically blaming everybody but himself for the Rangers' disappointing season and saying how they were going to let people go. And this was the start of not the rebuild, but the retool. I could not stop laughing at the picture, at the letter, the thing you sent me. You have to describe what you sent me today.
Oh, it was just a redone letter that someone had posted maybe 2/3 of the way through the game today, where it's the exact same header and ending, but instead it just said, never mind. So, and then there's got to be a thought in there, it's like, you want these things to be a joke, like something to push your team and get that energy out. But what you don't want to be hearing, you don't want to see this letter come out, and it is referred to as 2.0 because it's pretty much the exact same thing we saw in 2018. And if you've been watching or following this team, day to day from that point on, that's why people are laughing at this. It didn't work then. It's not going to work now. What are they thinking? And then immediately following that, as all of us know, we get word that they're going to get rid of the heart and soul of the team, which they've done before and didn't work. And now we're all depressed. And so, and again, right before they're coming out to the West Coast for for where we are, Liz and I are in Southern California. We are already planning on, it's Rangers Week here, effective now, because I know they're going to be flying out. So we're going to be at Monday's game with the Ducks. We're going to be at Tuesday's game with the Kings. So we are flying up to San Jose on Friday. We have a nice group of people. So we'd already planned on just joining hands, singing Kumbaya and being together for this. There's hope of good games always. But it's also processing this stuff now. I mean, this is not like news I wanted to see or hear, like right when we're trying to pack and get ready and organize for this fun week.
And then we get met with the fact that they had an incredible game today against Philadelphia, which admittedly was a team that had been struggling. I think coming into this game, both the Rangers and the Flyers had dropped 5 games in a row. So the Flyers had not been playing particularly well. I think they've been struggling with goaltending. So maybe this was sort of meant to happen. But the Rangers, especially Panarin, who they have come right out to say is gone, played a great game. Zibanejad had a great game. Martin, our backup goalie, had a pretty good game too. So all of a sudden, I wonder if it's like now that the pressure's off, this is when they turn things around.
Yeah, like what? So I know you were listening to it, but watching it was, a whole nother story. So, a lot of things happened today. So I don't even think we can keep up with it because it kept on going after the game. You have Offman's first NHL goal. Excellent to see. These are the kids that apparently Drury and the team are all banking on to be effective in the future. Okay. So it's a great start for him. We've been wanting to see him score. So that was good. You had, Mika not only, reach a milestone with his, power play goal, but he got a hat trick. Panarin's got a milestone in there. And then at the end, you had Sullivan with a milestone. I mean, they again broke franchise records, and they can. This is the team we like to see. I mean, we had this nice moment. It was good. And it's funny because when Panarin scored, I had just turned it on. He was very happy. Look, here's the thing. As much as I would be very sad that he would leave, he's going to be successful wherever he goes. And we're gonna kind of delve into this more because look, this is my investment, and I've been saying this all season, right? About like I want to get another jersey. I just don't know who to get, and part of it is I haven't had the faith that they would keep anybody, So that'll be a whole nother episode. I'd love to go down that line of like what happened. What do you do when your favorite player gets traded? You just went through that. You went through it, but Greider came here, so win-win. So
yeah. Hey, you never know. Maybe the Ducks will be shopping. I do have a question for you about that, Christine. What do you make of the Rangers making it very public that they're not going to extend Panarin? Do you think that was strategic in some way? Do you think it was short-sighted? Like why? I mean, if you're going to not extend him, don't extend him, trade him, do whatever you want. But why the public? Why the public statement about it?
On a business side, I think look, let everybody know that they're going to want all the offers for the most money they can get for him. I mean, he's just one of the more desirable people in the NHL to get. So I feel like everybody's going to want him. Everyone's going to have to try to scramble and figure out how they can get him and how they can make the best proposal for him. So, yeah, it's as a friend texted me, it's open season. So anything's possible. And we're not just looking at Panarin, right? I mean, Trocheck, Susi's been, is not with the team today.
Yeah, he mysteriously had a personal reason for not joining the team in Philadelphia. So that's interesting, and we'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yeah. So there's a lot more to it, and with the sound of this letter, and I did post on our site on Instagram, all the players that are coming up on their contracts, and some that the ones that are staying. So look, there's there are people that are contractually bound to the team for now. So there's nothing that's going to happen. And everybody else is open for negotiations. I also did see, other people at Ron Duguay's posting like, this is not a good move. You don't want to be trading him. So unless, and I guess his comment was more like, unless he's asking for a crazy amount of money, it's an interesting thing that they would also come out and just say, hey, we're just not going to renew you without any kind of thought of negotiation or anything. And everybody apparently can change their mind, but we'll see. I mean, obviously this is the pattern. It doesn't seem like anyone's surprised. Everyone's mad at Drury, of course. ChatGPT wouldn't let me make a Drury sucks beer today. So I went with the next best thing, which is like hot poop soup, whatever. Like we all might as well just be in misery together, and so
this team is so frustrating, and I heard something even more frustrating today, which I'm sure you will appreciate as the eternal optimist. I think Mike Sullivan was being interviewed, and I think he was talking about, okay, like now the pressure is off, and then he said, wouldn't it be something if we made the playoffs? And that made me want to jump through the screen and murder him, because
why not?
The back and forth, the ups and downs of this team has been so frustrating as a fan this year. So to go through all that and then to realize that even Sullivan is sort of in the back of his head, like, hey, what if we do turn this around? They are only, I want to say they're 10 points out of a playoff spot at this point, which really could change very quickly. They go on a hot streak like Buffalo did, and all of a sudden they're a real contender. They win every game on this road trip, and all of a sudden maybe things look a little bit different. So as a fan, it's just, how do you wrap your head around where your emotions are supposed to be?
Hey, we're Rangers fans. They're all over the place. I mean, did we not do a commercial for this?
I was getting a couple of texts as I was running today, and when Zibanejad scored the hat trick, I think I texted somebody and I said, this team is like, I hate them so much. I hate them even more now because now they're playing well. Like, come on, guys, commit to being bad or commit to being good, but don't do this to my heart.
Well, look, it's them. And there's also part of it, I think, when you have nothing else to lose. So right now, Panarin, I kind of also talked about the business side of this. I mean, each one of us is a player, but they're also to the team in a commodity. So they're going to be used. Now, Panarin should be playing as best as he can because he's worth it. And he has to show whoever his next home is that he's worth it. And, it's going to affect him in his salary. So yeah, he definitely wants the raise. And I'm sure he also wants to come out to sunny California, where, by the way, it's like 80 degrees here, not to make everybody jealous, but that's why we like our players here. And if we need to shift our fandom ship to Rangers 2.0, then I want everyone here. Close
and for anybody just joining, Rangers 2.0 is the Anaheim Ducks. So I mean, we might see another Ranger on the Ducks before the season's over. So
before the end of the week, who knows?
We can see them play on Tuesday.
Can you imagine?
I mean, they're flying out there. You might as well just change jerseys.
I know, just stay. They can stay in someone's house. They got friends, so you never know. So yeah, so a lot.
They'll just move into your second bedroom.
Hey, I got one.
Driving the carpool to the game. To Golden Road.
We're trying everything we can here. So, you just have to survive. This is it's funny. This week with Panarin, the last time any Ranger news kind of got me and kind of floored me a little bit was Henrik. And I remember that news. It was a Friday as well. And I might have been really, really sad for Henrik. And then now with Panarin, it's like I just don't know what Drury's thinking, and they just continue to talk about all his milestones right now. I'm just going to kind of go in what they were showing. So right now, as of after the game, they posted that Mika and Panarin have been listed as the players of the week. And let's see. So right now, look, Mika. Let's just start with Mika, and then I'll go with Panarin, my little kitty. So ninth with the Rangers, with a franchise record with a 10th career hat trick. Also, hat tricks have been they're giving them away this year so far. There's just an extraordinary amount of guys getting hat tricks, since January 1st, which has been crazy. So not just us on the losing or winning side, it's happening everywhere. And also on power play goal, now Mika is his 117th goal he scored on the power play, which now has moved him into first place with the most in franchise history. He broke his own tie with his buddy Kreider. So he's done that. Now also, here you go. Here's the guy you're going to trade. He's got a 9-point game, point streak, a 9-game point streak going on right now. And today he had 2 goals and assist. And he just has, and I think he might have hit an assist milestone today too, but he just had his 800th career NHL game today too. So, people are going to start now thinking, what are we going to get for him? And so that'll be the thought. And look, the rumors have been flying since the beginning of the season with his contract coming up. He is the biggest asset. He's worth the most money. What can you get for him? So we're going to kind of see. I think there's a lot's going to go down during the Olympic break. And we're going to see.
And don't forget, as they've indicated, as Drury said in the letter, it is a retool, not a rebuild. So I don't know what does that even mean?
That means nothing. Let's just use a different word and see if people fall for it. Someone commented, like, it just shows he knows how to use ChatGPT. So don't say that. Say this. It'll make people think something different. No, everyone's onto it already. It means nothing. So what it means for Drury is that he's going to just rip away the hearts of the team so that all the fans cry, and then try to build up hope in these younger players. We've done this already. That's the reason. If you go back, he tore apart the team with Henrik. He first took away and ripped little Zuccarello out of Henrik's arms and made him cry. And no lie, this happened, right? And even though Henrik, who has signed this long-term contract and said, I'm going to end my career as a Ranger, they're like, nope, you can stay. That's fine. But we're just not going to play you, and so enforced him out. And, look what that did. And they were trying to follow that trend of all the young kids. I think we're in that mode again, because look, we've been saying it all along. Look what's happening. You've got the kids that, come out of the draft, playing well and have taken the spotlights from all these teams, and we don't have anybody that's like that, so what, and I think that's what he's looking for. He's looking to get a Hughes brother. He's looking to get like that next Macklin, so but can he get him? That's a whole nother story. So I think he just doesn't see the bigger picture in things, and to give up somebody that's can move you forward, I don't know. It's a big mistake. So, but we have to see what happens. There's obviously still time, and we're going to enjoy what we have, So, and then next Ranger jersey I get is not going to have anybody's name on it, because I can't trust this damn management, to keep anybody there long enough to keep, make the investment worth it, So, and that's a sad thing, it's going to affect, sales and profitability, and that's what they have to already counter for, so on the business side.
Absolutely. Well, we will. This is bound to be an interesting week. I'm excited that we're going to be at every single game this coming week. There's going to be some stuff kind of definitely moving.
Yeah, and
NHL Crazy 2007. Thanks for joining us. What are your thoughts on everything that's going on? I don't know if you're a Ranger fan or you're just crazy about the NHL, but I would love to hear what impressions you're getting from this from everything that's been going on in NHL land.
In NHL. There's good stuff. Look, we're seeing a couple more injuries too. Again, we are sitting with the team with the most injuries, which has really, really hurt us. You know, so yeah, and watching today, it was not quick in goal. And that guy needs to not do quick moves. He did really well, but he came out a little too far for my taste, a little too many times. So I was like, oh no. And we were just talking again. We were talking to Late Arrivals the other day and watching Trevor Zegras kind of get in there and score. And I'm always like, every time we talk about a former player from somewhere, they're the ones that score. So of course, I'm like, of course he's going to score.
What a great opportunity for Martin. And, to be honest, I don't know much about him. I was going to do a little bit more of a deep dive before we did our next podcast, but good for him with Shesterkin being out. This is a great opportunity to maybe get some experience and get some wins under the belt and see what happens. I mean, these are the moments, as much as we hate them as fans with our favorite players being out, it is the time for these younger guys or these newer guys to shine. I mean, look at Othman today getting scoring and seeing where the doors might open for him in these next couple of weeks. Like, this could be a complete turning point of his career. And that's really exciting to potentially see.
They've said that before too. These are kids that want to come up and don't want to get sent back down again. They want to be staying up there. And you don't want to see, let's talk about Edstrom too. They brought Edstrom up. Edstrom's a great player, but he was out all last season and he's out again, so and what's going to happen when he comes back and then goes out again? So now you have an investment in a player who's sitting out on IR, and we're not being able, to even know what his potential is. And so, we're seeing that with these kids coming up. So, and every day that you don't see them going back down is a good sign, but, obviously they have to make decisions and continue to kind of rotate until something's more permanent. But that's what these kids want, and you kind of see it. So look, watching Oppen get his first goal was great. And Martin, it was his very first NHL start. So today was great for watching all the milestones. This is the game. This is the team, the game, the moments that we saw a couple seasons ago that we loved. And it really is, especially after 48 hours of crazy news and depressing moments
and just depressing memes on
the
internet.
and then knowing that they're going to be on a flight for 5 hours, all just smushed together, I just can never picture grumpy, players and the whole team just sitting there. So again, Mika said it out loud. He's like, well, this makes it a lot better for our flight out. And I did mention on the podcast before that there was the season that Mika scored 5 goals in one game. Him and Panarin just started clicking and started scoring and doing wonderful things on the West Coast road trip. So that's what I was hoping for. And so we'll see. If you are not aware and you're listening, the Kings and the Ducks are battling it out with each other last night, which they went into a shootout last night, and they're playing again today. So I'm like, beat the crap out of each other, get tired, take a little bit of a break, because, then it'll make it a little bit smoother for us, going into the week. So I'm looking forward to that a little bit too.
I just want to say, NHL Crazy said there was a welcome relief. They won today, and Spencer Martin provided good enough goaltending to get the job done. Happy to see Mika get another hat trick this month. Absolutely. And I think it was last year. Wasn't it like Mika February? Like, didn't he come back to life right around this time? I think Mika's very cyclical like that. What makes me kind of nervous with Panarin is that you're right, Christine. Like, they are all of a sudden starting to get their groove on. And then they're going to rip Panarin and Zibanejad from each other like that.
Yeah, didn't
as much as Yeah, exactly. And as much as I want to see like a retool, are they retooling the right tools? Is that somebody's a tool? Um,
I know.
but did you see before it was Ron Duguay who was like, "That's not a good idea to trade Panarin"? Was
Yeah,
that interesting? I mean, that's an interesting take. I think there's a lot of people who say like, "Oh yeah, Panarin should go," but should he? Is that the move? So
well,
I don't know.
well, look, the talk was he can do whatever he wants. So, once his contract's up. So maybe he already had something in motion, so that we just don't know about. So we got to think about that too. The We don't know what happened behind closed doors. So it could be that he was asking for more money. He's going to be very negotiable. People are going to want him anyway. Look,
Yeah.
it's not new news. People have been talking about this since the very beginning of the season. There were a lot of big trades, a lot of big contracts, ended. Look how long I had to wait for some of these contracts, for Shesterkins to be finalized, as well into the season. So we I don't think it's that unexpected. And again, we don't know the facts. So,
but it's fun to speculate. It's fun to speculate on the facts. That's why we say
we can do speculation. We do little behind closed doors.
I just want him to just before the Ducks game, they give him a call and they're like, today, you're playing for the Ducks. He has to switch jerseys just before the game starts. I would love that.
Yeah. So we don't know. And he can literally do whatever he wants. So we don't know if people have been reaching out, what's been happening, and the closer it gets. And when you're a hot player on a losing team, knowing management is there, they know. So and now it's a matter of who he's going to take with them, So and where where he'll end up. So just everybody get their popcorn and their liquor, and just because as I remind all of us as fans, we're fans. There's not a lot we can do. We can support each other. We can yell and moan and bitch as heavy as we want on Facebook, like everyone does. But there's not going to be a lot that we can do. We just have to go along with the ride. I've never seen anybody change a team, which is interesting. So, and I think when I posed the earlier, if anyone had a 2.0 team, it was like, no. Well, that's your fault. So at least we have someone fun to watch that's local.
And neither of our teams are in a playoff spot right now. But
and by the way, I do remind people, and I did put this out there. If you get tired of your team, go watch the women play, people. These women are amazing. PWHL is insane right now, and they play better than a lot of these NHL guys. So
and way easier to find the games to watch because they are all on YouTube and free and available, which is amazing. Instead of chasing the Rangers between MSG2, halfway through a game, they're changing the channel. It is.
So talk about that. So the other day, the last game against the Senators, we're watching, everyone's watching different places. As a reminder, Liz and I are in California, and I have Center Ice. Liz is watching it somewhere
undisclosed location.
But it's like we might have ESPN too, different things. And I know people have been complaining about, the feed on MSG, but also there's this programming note going across the bottom of the screen saying that they are going to, move the game from MSG1 to MSG2 because the Knicks game is going to take over. Initial question is what was going to happen anyway? It didn't make any sense. And I was like, oh, that kind of stinks, until I looked up and saw that on Center Ice, my feed went to the basketball game. And I was like, wait, why is this happening to me? Center Ice shouldn't be picking up the basketball stuff, but they left it on the feed. Luckily, it was a night where there weren't a lot of games. So I was able to watch the Ottawa feed, and which was great, So, but not bad. It's kind of fun to watch the other team side at times. So, but otherwise, if it was a busy night, we just would have been out of luck. Actually, no, we would have had the Ottawa feed anyway. So, because that's what happens on Center Ice. But still, they just said, like we're just going to change the channel on you in the middle of your game, you know? Yeah, now
tell if that was planned or that was punishment for the Rangers losing as badly as they were losing. It was the Boston game, I think, where they were down
okay.
like
That was a
10
week
to
ago.
sorry. There's been multiple games where the Rangers have been just painfully down. So I'm not sure if that was a punishment to change the channel on them or if that was something that had always been planned. I'm thinking it was a punishment because at no point earlier in the game did they say that partway through the game it would be moving to MSG2. At no point they said
they
that.
didn't know like the whole season that
yeah, they just waited. Yeah, that's never happened before. It's never happened in any other game. And it was when the Rangers, I think they were down 5 goals, 6 goals, something like super painful. That's when they decided.
Let's remind everybody of our wonderful roller coaster ride. It was just 2 weeks and 1 day ago where we had this amazing outdoor game, and which is weird. Okay, we did a whole episode on how weird it was, but it was amazing. We remain undefeated. Mika again, was shining star there, and it was great. It was such a great feel. And then reality said, we're going to punch you back in the face. We're going to let you play Boston and let them just smash up into your net and score 10 goals on you. And then there was a little hope. And then we got smashed again by a team that's below us. And it's just like every time you stand up, it just wants to knock you back down again as a fan and a player and everybody in between. So and again, we're not the only team that's going through this. So it's just, this is a team we focus on the most, even though, we kind of try to follow all the other NHL teams. The Panthers just got smashed by Carolina, and good for them. So no one was sad about that. And they're not, their chances of kind of doing that three-peat that they so boastfully, cried for, is kind of dwindling as well. So.
And also, I think we have to reflect on the fact that the Eastern Conference is so close this year. So, like, I get it. The Rangers might be in last, but they're not that many points out of a playoff spot. Every team is super close. So there's much bigger discrepancies in points on the West, in the Western Conference. This is a weird year. This is a condensed schedule. These teams are killing each other. I think there's more injuries than ever before across all the teams.
It feels like it.
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird, unprecedented times. And then we have, I think, only a few more weeks, and then the Olympic break starts. And these guys will be playing for their countries for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something around then. And then the trade deadline is going to come. And then all of a sudden it's going to be hitting the playoffs. This is going to start feeling very intense.
This is what I love. I love that part, right? So it's really when they come back from that break that's going to be insane. And there's also, I think, a nervousness, and we talked about this on the other guy's show the other day too, of, the Olympic break coming up and what we're seeing with the ice. You kind of brought that up with, we don't know what that's going to be like. And hopefully we're not going to see any additional injuries. The other thing, some of these guys that are injured now are expected to be playing, which is another thing, because are they sacrificing some of their NHL time and ice time to be healthier for the Olympics, which adds another layer of what the hell, it's like, it's like, are they going to, are they intentionally sitting out longer on IR to prepare for the Olympics, which shouldn't be the priority,
or are these guys going to go crazy during the Olympics and come back injured and affect the rest of their team in this last playoff run? This is very interesting.
So the question is, how distracting has the Olympics become for these players? I know they have additional testing, that they do. There's pressure, to stay healthy. I don't know, they're not practicing or doing things, but they're going to start having to do that as they get ready. So yeah, as we kind of come into the break, it'll be interesting to watch all these teams. I think we were talking about, Avalanche probably have the most players going to the Olympics. Don't quote me on that. But like, a lot of these teams have several players. So, keep an eye on these teams to see kind of how they're playing, where their attention is, and how they do. By the way, Avalanche did lose their first regulation home game. So congratulations on losing, your first game this whole season.
It was down. They probably thought they were going to go the whole season without.
My neighbor's an Avalanche fan, and then I'm like, oh, can I like, maybe I'll just coat ride, like on her tails for a little bit. So, just to enjoy like what it feels like to be that winning, energy all the time, not just some of the time. I mean, look, we're fans no matter what, and that's what's going to come down to it. Everyone just has to get through this wave of
it. Now we appreciate it more. On that note, please, if you have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube. Please check us out on Instagram. That is where we are fully up to date. We do a drink pairing with every single game, so we have some exciting ones coming up. And yes, we are going to be at all 3 New York Rangers games coming up this week. That's the Anaheim Ducks on Monday, the LA Kings on Tuesday, and then the San Jose Sharks on Friday, the 23rd of January. We are really excited. Who knows what we're going to see? I mean, I think anything goes at this point. But please give us a follow. We're on Instagram at D-Fense. That's without the E and spelled with the American way with an S.
And we will do some lives, as we can go for that. So look for us. We might be drinking a little bit or a lot, depending on how things go. So come, make sure you're following us on Instagram and hit us up on Instagram Lives when you see us. And just let's enjoy everything, as long as we can, and enjoy the good and the bad, especially the good. Today was a great, day, and they're coming out to where it's warm. So hopefully they'll be happy, warm, because I know it's snowing in New York right now and cold in Philly. So hopefully the sunshine and the warmth and everything will kind of drive them to a more of a winning mode. And we'll see. I predicted 12 points out of this road trip. So again, I'm trying to figure out. Oh no, it's 12 points between now and the break. So, and you said how many?
I think I said 8.
8. Okay.
I said 8. Yeah. And thank you, NHL Crazy 2007. We really appreciate the comment. I cannot wait for your coverage of the California games. Thank you. We are very excited to share it. And thank you for joining us for this live. That's awesome.
Yay, you guys. All right. Thank God we ended on a win before this, so go and have a great weekend night wherever you are and enjoy your day tomorrow. It'll be an enjoyable week, and we are here to follow it all for you. So don't get tired of us, but we'll be around all next week for you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.